Well, hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Hello, world. How are you? And normally we go live on a Wednesday regularly. Few things have been happening. Lots been happening, and we didn't get to go live last night for various reasons. But we wanted to give you guys some updates on talking about citations. And tonight, the first bit I'm going to share with people, Robert, is going to be something that we can share with all our groups because I've shared it many a time and it's common knowledge. And then we're going to switch off the free groups and the YouTube channel and only be inside of the main group, the inner circle group, which people can join. So, are there any updates with you while I pop in the URL in case people want to join the inner circle?
Well, Stephen, there's two reasons for doing that. When we have our private chats in the inner circle, when people ask questions, it's held in that group. It becomes private in that group. When we're going out publicly, we don't know who's watching from where, so it's always best to keep things closer to the vest, if you will, on especially when our students and people are asking questions about their own sites. We don't want that getting out. So while we're sharing great information in the Dunview inner circle, at the same time, it's also protecting the privacy and information of the people that are in that group.
Absolutely. And the thing is we have the Inner Circle Facebook group. So if you choose to sign up on the link on screen, it's the Inner Circle Facebook group where you can ask questions and get extra help from people who are already doing DFY Magic themes, but you don't have to own a DFY Magic theme to be in the Inner Circle. This is the cool thing about it. You literally, all you need to do is sign up, hop on into the Inner Circle, and you can have tips and tricks. And every Friday, we do a live Zoom call, which we first broadcast in all our groups, and then we say goodnight. And we stay in the Inner Circle Facebook group, and we stay on Zoom. And on that, people can come on, and we've helped people many a time with various questions. And the other advantage of the Inner Circle is if you've got an issue of some sort of SEO issue or whatever, and we know we can help, right? What we will do if we think it wants a call, if we'll hop on a call with you. Now, normally we charge a lot of money for one-on-one calls, but if you're part of the Inner Circle mentoring group, we will be glad to hop on with you and have a chat. And so it just means you can get inside SEO tips and tricks that we're already doing. Um, and that is the idea behind it, isn't it, Robert?
Well, the inner circle SEO is all everything inclusive, everything around the builds, right? So you can learn all of that in the inner circle, but don't be mistaken that the real magic and Done For You Magic themes are the themes themselves because they build the mass page website where you don't have to write the content. You don't have to have all the images ready. Everything is done for you in those individual themes. So you can be part of the inner circle, but don't be confused that when it comes to building a Done For You Magic theme, you do need the theme to build how we build them so fast.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, the speed of these now, as you know, Robert, I built a site in 10 minutes with all the content, all fully set up and running. And it's great because we've got some inside rankings already, which we'll be sharing tonight for people. Should I send on Messenger out to our group of people to say we are live in the Inner Circle group?
Sure.
So I haven't done that tonight yet, and normally I
Now
do it if
go
I
ahead and send it out because one of the questions was from one of the members that we're going to try to address.
yes. Let me find the I think is it called DFY? I always forget. I've been in the group. I've been in the group for a little while. Why can't I find? There it is. I found it. It's hidden. Go. Hello. We are live on Facebook. Facebook in a circle group. Everyone will get a notification, and if people pop in and say hello, then it's always awesome to hear from people, and it's a good way of notifying them all. Anyway, from the inner circle groups, we might get a few more people hop on and say good evening. And so we'll just wait a couple more moments to allow people to hop in and say hello to us and see how you're doing. But tonight, guys, we are going to be talking about citations, and that's the exciting thing on this. We're going to walk you through how I find citations, how I find the competitors' citations, and we're going to share that with all of you. And then we're going to then go to the inner circle only, and that's the point in the inner circle only where we're going to be showing people other bits and pieces which is inner circle only. Facebook user says, hello, Stephen and Robert. Above here, by the way, up there somewhere, is a thing to approve Restream above our video. It normally says powered by Restream. You click the link and then it approves your name. So if you happen to be somebody who's watching in one of the groups, I'm going to switch over to the inner circle to see if people who's been commenting normally it's one of the groups anyway. But if you haven't approved,
I'm pretty sure the Facebook user is Lynn.
Oh, cool. And also, if you haven't approved Restream above us, then you can always just put your name in the chat so we know who you are. So, but tonight, guys, there's a few people have hopped on. Tonight, we're going to show you how I find citations, how I match them up, and then we're going to be inner circle group only, showing you updates on the secret website that we've been working on. Very exciting stuff coming up with that. Some of the things I've been doing. And it's very interesting how quickly it's indexing, Robert. It's really, really good.
Yeah, no question. And
with
also,
very little content as well. It's not a DFY site.
I know there's no content on that thing.
Because I've been super lazy in that niche.
It's all good. You know, the prime directive, if you will, for Dunphy Magic Themes is to build sites.
Yes.
That's number one. So as we're building sites, we're also going into all of the nuances around it to help your sites on and off page SEO tips and tricks. And Stephen's been doing this a long time. I've been doing this a long time. You can learn stuff every day, but you have to implement. You have to take action and start somewhere. And for us to take action, number one, without a doubt, is build a site. Because if you don't have a site, you can't offer it to a local business. You can't offer it to generate leads for someone. You can't do anything. Maybe it's for yourself, which again, if you don't build the site, you're not going to get leads out of it. So important is to build. But that's not why we're here tonight. We're here to talk about citations.
Citations, yes. So let me share my screen. And can you see my screen, Robert? Okay.
I can.
And if I can twist this to be a different layout. I've been playing around with the layouts, but I think I prefer that. I prefer, to be honest, I think that one there. Right. So what we're going to do, first of all, in this case study, I'm gonna pick a niche. So Robert, pick a niche, any niche, maybe one of our current niches that we're doing.
How about a painter?
Painter, right. So in my local area, let's do painter in London as an example, right? So we got some listings here, all right. But these ones here are adverts, and I ignore adverts in the first instant. Apart from a little tip for you, if you're thinking of doing a Google AdWord or a Facebook AdWord, look at what they've typed up on here already for their advert. Commercial decorators, London, expert commercial decorators, and this content here is great to add. First of all, to your SEO on your website, somewhere on page and off page, but also for adverts of your own. Look at what works. How do I create content for advert? Go and look at what's working, but tweak it. All right. So you can still say professional painting and decorating for offices and shops, but I would change this to maybe for shops and offices. Get a quote instead of quick quotes. Call us today. Change the wording just enough, but so it's almost the same. And that's your advert sorted out for Facebook, for Google, wherever you want to put an advert up. Even words on a video. You could take this wording and create a video with text on the screen. So there you go. There's a little inside advert tip when people can't come up with content for adverts.
No, at least jot it down, copy paste it, stick it somewhere,
Yeah.
so that when you are stuck and you're having that moment where you can't think of anything to come up with, go back and it'll give you an idea every time.
Now, straight away, we've got Checkertrade. Now, I'm going to skip Checkertrade because I know it's a directory site, but I would want myself listed on there if I could get a free listing or a cheap listing. All right.
Go back to the beginning for a minute, Stephen. Really, what is the meaning of a citation for anybody that maybe doesn't know?
So a citation is a link from an authority site that can give you the backlink authority to boost your website to page 1 of Google. That's the easiest way I can put it. So Facebook is a citation. So when you get a Facebook page and you fill it all in and you do the images properly and you do the bio, put a link in the bio back to your main site. But a good example, right? If I was filling out my bio and I was a decorator and I didn't want to put, I'd put this, but I'd rephrase it. I'd include a location in it.
I'm going to rephrase it one more time, a little different than you did.
Yeah.
But what I hear and what I know is a citation is a link from an authority site or an authority social site or Google property coming to your website.
Correct.
And telling Google that you exist.
Yeah.
So
especially locally as well, Robert, because the people think I'm going to build a big national network across the UK and across the USA. Start with your hometown. If you live in a little village, find the next biggest town. So, for an example, in the UK, if I lived in a town called Yate, I know it's on the edge of Bristol, so I'd pick Bristol, but I'd also look to set up sites in Yate and all the surrounding towns. But initially, you start with Bristol. Get a decent, good site built for Bristol. Get all your SEO done. Get everything you have to do on the site from top to bottom. You need to get done. When that site is great and perfect, back it up. Then install the locations with Magic Page plugin, and then clone it to more than one site. Maybe change some pictures, colors, some text, maybe new location. But we go into all of that in the inner circle separately. But this is the bit which we want to work for. And so the first thing I would do, initially ignore these directory sites. You want to get listed on those directory sites, by the way. All right. But what we're looking for is the first official website. So this could be a site, and so could this one, right? And so we open this link in a new tab, and we'll open this one in a new tab, and we're going to have a look. And as we can see, this is a painter and decorator. Not one of the best sites, in my opinion, because it's narrow. People with eyesight issues may struggle to read it. You really want a full width site, I recommend, and make it sort of user friendly. But it's still okay, right? So we know they're one of them, right? And this is another one, right? And we wanted that. And you can tell, by the way, if it's a mass page, because it will have nearby locations somewhere on the site normally. So you'll be able to soon tell if it's a mass page website or not. So what we're going to now do is take one of these sites. So I'm going to copy the URL. I'm going to come back to Google, and we come back to the top, and we're going to put this in brackets, in quotes. Oh, wrong button. And we're going to add quotes. What I normally like, I'll do a search this way one of the times, but what you can also do, so you capture all the W's and everything else, is just remove anything either side. Now let's do a search for this site. So obviously their site will come up at the top. It gives you an idea of what pages they've already got. So you can go look at what pages they've got, maybe match some of the pages, but change the wording. They're on Trustpilot. I don't know if Trustpilot is known in the USA as well as in the UK. But Trustpilot, get a listing on Trustpilot if you can. Checkertrade. Facebook, they're on Facebook. Let's have a look. Construction.co.uk. Now, if you can get on that site as well, you may not be able to. Get a link on there. Find a craftsman. Floor paint contractors.co.uk. Some of these sites, to be honest, may be owned by this guy, so he gets extra listings. But he's put a link on the site. We recommend. Imagine having a page or a blog post going. We recommend mrkloss.co.uk. MJK Loss. Yeah. So URLM's another link. Let's come across and see if we can find any more on another page. WebWiki. So any of these sites where we can get a link. So let's go and look at this link as an example, and let's see if there's anywhere add a website. So you could come to here, and you want to match citation for citation. So in the case of this guy here, right, we found a bunch of citations, but then we're going to do this search again, right? But this time we're going to search for this guy. All right, and let's just open up a new Google page as well. So again, we're going to put it in quotes. And you want really ideally the top. I'd recommend the top 3 sites, maybe more if you're not ranking very well. Search for this person. So we're going to scroll down again, bypass all his site pages until we get down to where citation. He's got a lot more sites than the other person, which is pages, which is probably why he's going to do a lot better. First, the paintingspecialist.co.uk. You may be able to get a listing on there. Social media is very powerful. LinkedIn, Decorators Central. Look at all these sites that you can. London, so Silex UK again. That's a very powerful site for a link to put on. So you can wander down and just click on all the links and see. Let's go and look at construction and see if this is a site. Again, get listed. Here we go. This is a UK site, directory site. So you can get listed, and they may contact you and go, "Can we sell you advertising this, that, and the other?" You just got to be aware of if they call you or not, and if you can block them, or if you're happy to pay them. But most of the time, you can get listed on these sites. Let's come back down.
Stephen, not to interrupt you, but you bring up a point there that if you're concerned about getting phone calls, if you're concerned about getting emails, then you have to be aware that if you don't put in the right phone numbers and you don't put in the right information into your listings, it's going to hurt your citations. So your name, address, and phone number, your NAP,
has to be
consistent on everything that you build.
Yeah.
So don't be clever and change your phone number on each individual listing, because you're going to break your whole purpose of doing citations.
If I was going to fill this out here, I would copy, like this content here. I copy this. I would grab, if I don't know what to put, I'd grab his business profile, chuck it in Spin Rewriter or something like that, reword it and paste it back in, and then just rechange it. So the painting specialist, change it to, if you're called My Local Painter, then you put My Local Painter is an established business, provides quality decorating clients. I would drop when it was set up, because you've only been recently set up. Don't lie about that. So you just, you maybe change the location a little bit, maybe. Copy this content and rephrase it. If you've got the time, phrase it yourself, Add images of your own. If you haven't got images, go around your house and take some pictures of walls and stuff, make sure they look clean and tidy. And you've got an idea here, for an example, okay, I want to get a picture of a banister. Something a friend of mine did, which was very clever. In the UK, there's a place called Longley Safari Park, and they got a nice posh house you can wander around. And as he wandered around, he took photos, right? And he took photos that were similar to this, and he put them on his website. He didn't say he actually decorated or painted this. It's just a painter's decorator's site. Didn't prove a thing that whether he had painted it or not, because he didn't actually say he did. But he got himself an image of his own. In this case, they've got the bloke in the background. You could actually wear a white T-shirt and get a friend to stand there in a white T-shirt to make it look like he's a painter. So, these are ideas all the time that you can do. Just, if you're at a friend's house and you take a picture of their stairs and they're looking okay, take a picture of the stairs. If you just had a wall repainted, get some pictures taken of it.
Or if you're going to do the project in your own home, and you're bringing in the contractor to do the painting, take the
Yeah.
befores, take during while they're painting. Just don't take their faces.
Yeah.
And then have the afters, and those are perfect before after pictures for your website.
And you know, a good example, roofer, right? You pass houses all the time, and you can take any image in public of anything you can see from the roadside. So you pass a house that's got a thatched roof on it, take a picture of it. You pass a house with a weird roof on it, take a picture of it. Just take pictures on your phone. Everyone's got a mobile phone. I've got a mobile phone knocking around here somewhere, in my pocket, and take it horizontal, you know, and just go like that. Zoom in a little bit, take a photo. You can click photos up. Now, someone said to me the other day, how do I get it off my phone if I haven't got a cable? Very simple. Chuck it into Facebook Messenger. So either a family member, you message them and say, I'm going to send you some pictures, ignore them. Or you have a second Facebook profile you can that you don't ever log into, but you message. Because in Messenger, you can then download the photo, upload it to your site, you're done. So there's more than one way to do this. A lot of Google phones will have a Google Drive you can connect to on a computer as well, and it saves it onto there. But the idea of citations is to match the top 2 or 3 sites, like for like, as you go along, and add your listings. All right. And once you've don't overdo it. You know, there's this offers on Fiverr that go, we'll get you 500 citations for $10. Well, the problem being is, imagine that you are a painter and decorator, and you end up on a directory site that's nothing to do with painting and decorating. Google's going to pick up on it, and Google's going to take you down a peg or two, because he's going to go, well, what's he doing on a plum? What's this painter and decorator doing on this plumbing directory? He shouldn't be there. And the people who charge you Fiverr, they don't care.
I would say the very, very worst case scenario in anything that you do, if you're paying for any type of service from anyone, is to make sure that you have access to the accounts, what the URLs are, the user and passwords to those accounts, so that if you hired the service, now you know what they did, so that if you were everybody's going to be in different places, but if you're ranking and you added citations and all of a sudden you killed your ranking, you know what you just did. So you might have to reverse what you just did. But in most cases, I don't think the citations are going to hurt you so badly. But what Stephen is showing you is shortcutting all that so you can do it yourself. You go in and you create the listings of the top 5, top 10 of the sites that are coming up for the search keyword term.
And Facebook user, that might be Lynn again, I'm not sure. Put your name in, whoever that is, says, Google says if you don't rank, you don't exist. And the thing is, don't put all your eggs in one basket, right? Think also Bing. Bing is a major search engine as well. And also, right, and then there's a search engine out there that people don't think is a search engine. Do you know what that is, Robert?
No.
YouTube. YouTube is a search engine, and it's as big as Google. In fact, I think I read somewhere that YouTube's gone up in the charts above Google. So create videos, and when you do your videos, put along the bottom below it, a bit like if I bring up this message where it says, hello, Stephen and Robert. Imagine having a box on your video. It goes, contact us by calling this phone number. Also, head over to our web address. If that's on screen, it sticks in people's minds. Now, when you do a YouTube video and you do a description, right? And we'll touch on this very quickly. Go to YouTube, and I'll give you an example. So let's do a search for plumber. Right, and let's come down to this. This is a good example. Right, let's have a look at this site. So I'm going to show more. Right, now this guy here hasn't put a lot of content in here. There's no keyword information. He's literally a day in the life of a video blog of a plumber and gas engineer. He's got a couple of websites there and a link probably to where you buy tools. And then if you like my video and want to help me more, you can join my channel here. Now that's a good tip, but I would personally have a big lot of information in there. If I was doing a thing about boiler repairs, I'll be putting in there, hey guys, ever wondered how a gas engineer fixes your boiler? Well, yeah, and a big paragraph of information, but your website at the top of this description, but your phone number on the first line, and then fill in this as much as possible with keyword rich information, and at the bottom put your URL to your website again and the phone number. Right? And make sure you add this to a playlist under plumbing. Make sure you have the video looking nice and tidy. Let's forward through this and see it if any time at
Hey,
the
Stephen,
end.
I just had a thought.
Hmm.
You know how you were just right there in the video description for YouTube?
Yeah.
If you put your NAP, your name, address, and phone number in the video description,
yeah,
right, and it's written correctly so that it never changes.
Yeah,
that's really important. But let's just say you take that video and you put your name, address, and phone number in the description, and you take that video and get it embedded in other sites.
Yes.
Is that video description going to be considered a citation coming from another site?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the thing people don't realize, Bing gets all their videos from YouTube. So then you end up with a citation from Bing, a link from Bing, which becomes a Bing citation back to your money site. Now,
so there's another interesting thing. If you think about how do I get video embeds, right?
We'll show embeds in a minute. I wanted to just show something before that. Now, let me ask me the question, Robert. What if I don't know how to make videos?
What if you don't know how to make a video?
I'm going to show you. When you search for plumber, click on filters and come down and look for Creative Commons, right? All of these videos on here now, right, you're allowed to copy because they're creative videos. So you can download one of these, right? Take the content, remix it, change it however you want, and upload it to your own channel. And you're allowed to use it because they've made it Creative Commons. So if you want to be super, I mean, I personally like to make my own videos with content, what have you. But if you want to be super lazy, this one may be a good example. Let's just see what, I'll turn the audio off so I can hear it, but I don't have to hear it. But when it loads in a minute, let's see what this one's doing. So having plumbing problems. This is a nice whiteboard video. Local, fully trained, certified. I might take this myself, Robert, for my plumbing site.
Yeah, there you go.
Quick, professionally affordable price. Imagine across the bottom here your phone number and an email address. And this can be downloaded for free. In fact, look, this is a video designed. Look at that. That is designed to use on your website instantly. That's great, isn't it? I'm going to keep. I'll keep it. In fact, guys, I'm going to be really nice to everyone. Right. I'm going to copy the link. I'm going to chuck it in this message chat here, but I'm going to have to go. I think I have to go through Facebook separately to share it to Facebook channels. I think. Yeah, it's only YouTube, our YouTube channels. So in a bit when I stop sharing my screen, I will chuck that link also on under our Facebook video separately. But you think on this that you load this into Camtasia or video editor, and you put your phone number on. Call us now, call us today. Phone number, web address. Upload it to your site, fill in all this down here. And I bet there's a lot more free whiteboard videos. I bet if we did a search, but I wanted to show how to embed this on your website. Now, there are plugins that will do it for you. If we click on share, and we see the embed code here, all right? Now, the only thing I always say is to have a look on here and just see if there's any options where we can hide anything. I think we'll leave the player's controls. You normally can't hide other recommended videos. So this is the content we want to copy. We hit copy and you paste that into a HTML box on your WordPress site, and it will then appear on your WordPress site for you. Same as you can paste that straight onto a standard HTML web page if you're working HTML. And that's all you need to do. Think about it.
And
Let's do it.
not to take away from it, but at the same time, if you have a Done For You Magic Themes website, you take that embed code and you add it into your Magic form if you want that particular video on your site under the video embed portion.
Let's have a look for free whiteboard. Let's do a search for pest control. If we can find anything in the range. Now, what I'd also do, I'll add filters and I'll make sure I've got Creative Commons on as well. There's an agency one here. See what that's like. It's just a case of searching around and seeing what you can find. Look at it, affordable pest control. It's got agency video in the background, unfortunately, on this one, but you may be able to find a different one, or don't worry about it and leave it up. It's up to you. So there's a few ideas we have there for you guys. While we're on, by the way, if you're watching live and you've got any questions, pop them in the chat. We're always happy to answer them. What we are going to do now, Robert, is be very cruel or kind. If you guys want to, anyone watching on any of the free channels, you can head to dfymagicthemes.com/live for you and sign up for the Inner Circle. But what we are going to do now is play a little video for a moment, and then we're going to come back and talk about what we are doing with our special site that we've been sharing with everyone. So if you are an Inner Circle member, make sure you're on the Inner Circle Facebook group. That's where we're going to be live in a moment. I'm sure most of you are in there, and if you're not, then you have to join dfymagicthemes.com/live for you. Guys in the Inner Circle, stay where you are. We're back in a moment.